The built heritage of the Fountain and Bishop Street is an eclectic mixture of 17th century Gothic, classic Georgian architecture and Victoriana. We begin our journey through the buildings of interest at Bishopsgate, one of the 4 original gates of the 17th century walled city. Rebuilt in 1789 as a triumphant arch, it stands at the junction between the Fountain, Lower Bishop Street and the city centre. Further down the street is the sole remaining tower of the old city prison, which is now incorporated into the city's only peace wall. The tower is now a heritage centre, whilst further information on the origins of the peace wall can be heard on one of the many guided tours available of the area. Moving off Bishop Street, we find the iconic Long Tower Church, named after our patron saint Columba. The church still retains its altar rail, copies of old masters, and classical Corinthian columns on its altar. The former Long Tower School has been transformed into Aris Column Kill, a heritage centre telling the story of Columba and his enduring legacy in Derry, Scotland and beyond. Further along Bishop Street are the attractive Victorian townhouses at Sunbeam Terrace. Opposite is Nazareth House, built in 1892 as an orphanage and also used as a home for the elderly. Nearby is Lumen Christi College, built as a summer retreat for Frederick Hervey, the late 18th century Anglican Bishop of Derry. The building was also the long-time home of St Columb's College, the only grammar school in Ireland to produce 2 Nobel Prize winners. The old windmill, location of some major battles during the 1689 siege, is also nearby. Famous names associated with Lower Bishop Street include rock guitarist Rory Gallagher, 80s pop star Baltimora, and Patsy O'Hara, one of 10 Republican prisoners who died on hunger strike in 1981. Moving along the riverfront, we see some of the former shirt factories which employed huge numbers of Derry's females. We also view the River Foyle, from where thousands of Irish and Ulster Scotch immigrants departed for Britain, the Americas and Australia throughout the 18th, 19th and 20th centuries. Moving into the Fountain Estate, we see some of the small Victorian houses once occupied by the local dockers, shirt factory workers and tradespeople. Passing some of the many political murals in the area, the sentinel posts of the city walls loom above the Sally Port, a 17th century tunnel installed as a means of escape from the walled city during the times of conflict. Former fire station sits beside the bonfire site where celebrations are held every year to recall the Battle of the Boyne and the Siege of Derry. Below are the Georgian-style properties on Hawkins Street, once occupied by local businessmen, complete with servants and housekeepers.
And just like them old stars, I see that you've take back the city.
The Carlisle Road, built to connect the walled city to the 19th century Carlisle Bridge, was once home to the city's Opera House. The many Victorian buildings which remain include the Methodist and Presbyterian churches and the former Welsh Margets and Shirt Factory. To the right of Ferry Quay Gate is Fountain Street, once home to the grandfather of Snow Patrol lead singer Gary Lightbody.
All these years later and it's killing me. Your broken records and words.
Going through Newgate onto London Street, the edifice of the 17th century St Columb's Cathedral is visible on our left. The War Memorial in the Diamond was the former site of the Town Hall, whilst Austin's, the world's oldest independent department store, stands nearby. Moving along Magazine Street, we see the iconic First Derry Presbyterian Church, the Apprentice Boys Hall, St Augustine's Church and the Verbal Arts Centre. Below, the murals and monuments in the Bogside recall events such as Bloody Sunday and the hunger strike. Bishop Street within the walls is home to the imposing courthouse, damaged many times by explosions during the modern political conflict. The Freemasons' Hall opposite was once home to the Anglican bishop, and where hymn writer Cecil Alexander wrote famous works such as There is a Green Hill Far Away and All Things Bright and Beautiful. We now return to our starting point at Bishopsgate. We hope this short tour of the area's built heritage will tempt you to explore the local history further with our local guides when you come to visit.